Let's see here. Sheriff's Department.
Good morning.
Morning.
So I'm here on behalf of the sheriff, and we have a pretty good opportunity here. We've been doing some research on vehicles and just trying to get in a better position than what we're at. Our reserve unit fleet, there's one vehicle out right now that's 250,000, give or take a few, operating on the street. We're hurting for pool cars. We seem to always have a vehicle or two or three in a shop at any given time, and we need to continue to operate. But the sheriff has been in contact with the sheriff of Hamilton County asking if he had any vehicles, used vehicles, that we could get a good deal on to help recover. We lost a reserve vehicle the other day. Another one was damaged last night. So this is it's really a good deal. The sheriff in Hamilton County actually got with Enterprise and had them lowball, give us the best rate. Obviously, I'm asking for funding through Arpa, but I do want you to hear about this deal. So they have a 2020 Ford Explorer. It's got 101,000 on it for 15,000. There's a 2018 Ford Explorer, 77,000 miles for 12,000.
Could you repeat that again, please?
Yes, ma'am.
The year and make.
Yeah, did you get the first one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, the second one's a 2018 Ford Explorer, 77,000 miles for $12,000. A 2018 Ford Explorer, 77,000 miles, again, $12,000. A 2017 Ford Explorer with 58,000 miles for $11,000. And a 2018 Ford Explorer, 32,500 miles for $15,000. Every one of those vehicles will be equipped with lighting and markings, sheriff markings. They're black vehicles. They're outfitted. To outfit a vehicle is about $7,000 with all the lighting and the markings on it. So when you consider that, and the unusually low mileage that these vehicles have, it's a very good deal. The sheriff is asking that you all consider $65,000 out of ARPA to purchase those vehicles. Again, it's a very good deal, and just wanted to make you all aware of that. And that'll help us when we have vehicles in the shops. That'll help our reserves drive safer vehicles. So I wanted to present that to you all and ask that you consider that.
So you know the process. There's a process with ARPA. So we have the current modified that was voted or approved or voted to amend at the last meeting before us to approve. Then it has to go to the council. If we make any changes, we can't just say here's $65,000
Sure,
today. Okay, I just want to make sure you know what the process. So anything will have to again go through the whole process.
Sure.
Okay, I just want to
And
make sure.
so that's starting at the ARPA committee. Is the committee still in, or?
Committee was dissolved at the last meeting, so
Okay.
there's not an ARPA committee. It's up to the commissioners at this point. So
Okay.
I would ask if you guys would stop wrecking the cars. Maybe we would, because that seems to be kind of a theme here lately.
Yeah,
We seem to have an awful lot of claims on destroyed cars. So
Yeah.
I do have something that a concerned citizen gave to me, I'd be more than happy to let you have here. As a matter of fact, I have several copies of it, but this is through Loan Calculator with the money that we are approving for funding, and gives you several options on cars. If you're, I know there was 3 Ford Explorers in Bloomington a week or so ago through government pricing at $44,832, and they were police interceptor Explorers. And I don't know if they're still there or not, but this was punched into a computer and was, I guess a bank was notified, but there was options on either 12 cars or 8 cars on either 3-year or 5-year loans. And to me, the better deal here was the 12 cars for 5 years that you could put $262,000 down, which is the money that we had already approved on our resolution. And since the council has allowed $64,000 a year for the lease program that we didn't go ahead and go through with, the yearly payment on those 12 cars would only be $67,723. So actually the council would have to bump a little bit what they actually approved, but this would give you guys 12 cars possibly, and you can make payments on for 5 years at $67,000, which to me, that's 12 cars. That's a pretty good chunk of cars. As long as you don't keep wrecking them, we'll be all right. And then we could get into a rotation that, to me, that would help your fleet tremendously. So, I mean, these are just a couple options that, you know, would be willing to look into, or I think you should, that would help you guys get quite a few cars at one whack. Because, I mean, you could do, if the payments wanted to be cheaper, there was 8 cars for 3 years, and the payments would be $36,000 a year, or you could do 8 cars for 5 years at $23,000. The one that didn't make a lot of sense to me was the first one there, was your 12 cars for 3 years, because that makes your payment at $105,000 a year, which I think is a little steep. So I don't know if the council would approve that or not, but those were just some options that, I mean, if that helps you get more cars quicker.
Sure. I appreciate your research on that, and I'll forward that to the sheriff and Captain Pierce over there so they can look into it as well, but I do appreciate that research that you've done. I do want to just, so Commissioner Plummer, what would be, if that's something that the commissioners are willing to look at, what I previously had mentioned, what would we need to do next?
So let's, hypothetically, a motion is made to increase your ARPA by 65 specifically for reserve cars. Joel has to take that back, redo the resolution. It comes back to the next meeting, and then it has to go for approval, and then it has to go to council. It's the same process that we just went through with the other one. It's the exact same. It's not something that we can just say, okay, here, we're going to.
Right, I understand that.
It's the same process.
Is that something that the commissioners are willing to ask Joel to do?
No, good. Joe, your thoughts?
Does that, what we're talking about here, $65,000, theoretically, does that take the $200,000 that we had previously approved and deduct $65,000 from that, or is that $65,000?
Well, well, theoretically, we could approve the ARP. If the ARP resolution as is, they could take that $200,000 and do with it what they want. If they wanted to purchase these 5 vehicles out of that $200,000.
Commissioner Wiley, these would be, this is in addition, this would be to give us some pool cars and some reserve cars. Obviously, we rely on reserves